Alright, so we're gonna see if this recording works. The last time I was talking to myself for 45 minutes about, I guess just about random stuff that about the election, and I think I was talking about having a kid and how expensive I thought it was to have a kid. I don't have a kid myself, but I guess I see people have kids. I'm like, God, that's a big decision. And of course, I'm sure a lot of them have come to the decision that they want to have a kid. But I don't know if people really understand the financial implications of that, and the emotional and mental implications that having a kid are going to put on you. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of money that you're going to have to support the kid. You're going to have to give up doing a lot of the stuff that you want to do, probably, and that could be a good thing for a lot of people. It could be something that kind of straightens out your life and gives you a different kind of joy and meaning to have a kid, which I think in a lot of cases is true. But it also it kind of mess you up emotionally too, because it's a lot to handle. And you hope you have a good relationship with your partner, because it makes it even more difficult if you're divorced or separated and you guys don't really get along, but you have to support the kid that you have together. So it's tough. And so that's my thinking behind it. My grandparents had 7 children, which to me just seems absolutely ludicrous that you could have that many kids. But they did. And my parents had 3 kids, and they really only wanted 2 kids, so I guess I'm happy to be here, because I was a twin and they only wanted 2 kids. They had 3. And so us 3 kids, I'm 27 years old and my sister is 30, and my brother, we're twins, so we're the same age, and we don't have any kids between all of us. So I don't know if my sister will ever have kids. I can't speak for her, obviously, but I think it's unlikely at this point that my brother or I have kids anytime soon. So I just think it's a big decision. I think people make that decision I think they make that decision, maybe without going through all the implications of what it is. Or maybe it just matters more to me. I am scared of having a kid. It's something that would just drastically change your life, and you're gonna have to obviously support the kid financially, like I said, which is not inexpensive, and it's just a big responsibility. It's just a huge responsibility. So I would just want to make sure that I had all my ducks in a row before I would potentially do something like that, because I don't want to be a bad parent. I'd rather be no parent at all if I'm going to be a bad parent, potentially. So hold on a second, I just got to make sure this is recording, because I've been going out here trying to do this, and too many times it just hasn't worked. So let me just make sure this is recording. Just want to make sure. It's probably likely that it's not, so let's just see. Okay, well, it looks like it's recording. It's been going for 4 minutes, so maybe that's a good sign. Is this a cop? No, it's not a cop. So yeah, I mean, I think having a kid would just be, again, it can be really good for people, because it straightens you out a little bit. I knew I knew a couple people that I went to high school with, and not in college, but in high school, people that were, you know, troublemakers and were always going to the principal's office and would sometimes get expelled from school. And oh, that's good. I lost this piece again on my helmet. It must have fallen off on the freeway. This piece of plastic that is a flap for the airflow. That piece is like $12. And it's god damn it. So I lost that piece. That's why I was like, why is my mouth so cold? Because that vent's completely wide open. The piece broke off. So there you go. Hopefully it's at my house, but it's probably not. Probably fell off where I just was. So yeah, so I mean, it's a what I was talking about was the people that having a kid kind of straightened their life out a little bit. They were into drugs when they were, you know, teenagers and in their early 20s, and from the looks of it, you know, they got hooked up with the right partner, and it seems like they're doing better, and they had a kid. So that could be a really good thing, just because it gives you something it gives you something to look forward to. It gives you something that, you know, you have to kind of go out there and support, and it gives you some more motivation to be maybe a better person and to stick with it. So that's you know what, I'm gonna turn around and go back, because I think that piece may have fallen out when I took my helmet off back there. I just want to make sure. I would hate to leave it there, so I'm gonna turn around and see if it's there, when there's a good place to turn around here. I'm getting low on gas too. I'm already 4 miles into my reserve tank, which I've tested. I went about 33 miles last time on a reserve tank, and it started to feel like I was running out of gas. It didn't quite sputter out, but it felt like I was losing a little bit of power once I got 33 miles into a reserve. So I don't even want to test that. I'm gonna do it at 20. So it's about 12 miles probably from here to get gas. But yes, I think having a kid can be a good thing. But again, I just, you know, even growing up, no one really, unless your parents tell you, which I mean probably they do, but school doesn't do any education on like personal finance or having a kid or the costs of, like, you know, the cost of supporting someone, or even the cost of living. I don't remember having any one class on that, or even really not even for one day. Like, they didn't even talk about that for one day in any class, whether it was an English class or a social studies class or even not like an assembly. You know, there's nothing. It was all just, you know, stuff that was not really relevant to what you potentially would be doing every single day, whether that's dealing with other people or, you know, managing money, or, you know, how to negotiate or anything. I mean, there's none of that. It's all like your head in a book type stuff. Stuff you'll never revisit those subjects ever again for 95% of people. So I think there's some opportunity there to change that and just provide some insight into here's how you balance a checkbook, here's how you write a letter, here's how you do your taxes, here is what taxes are, here's how taxes work, why do we use taxes, what does tax money go to, why is it important to vote, you know, why you shouldn't text and drive, you know, things that are important. And none of that stuff was in school. None of it. It was all, you know, cookie cutter stuff. I hope this plastic piece is over here. I really do. I don't remember my mouth being this cold when I took my helmet off. Come on, baby. Is that it right there? That's it right there, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, man, that's lucky. This is the piece. Wow, that's so lucky. I gotta try to put this in now. The problem with this piece is I already lost the original one, and I think it doesn't really stay in there all that well. It's hard to get in there. I think that's somewhat in there. I gotta close this vent now. So it feels like it's in there, but it's flush in there, but I didn't hear any snaps or anything. You know, like when you get something in, you can typically tell it'll click into place. But that piece, I don't know. Obviously, I got it. I think it was like, it might have been $15 to $18 for that little piece. Think of the margin on that. It probably cost 25 cents